Alright, first thing I did is disconnect the fuel line. Had the first little problem. Fuel line snapped right off. I was gentle with it. It's pretty brittle. You can see there's another crack right there in addition to where it snapped, so actually that's a good thing. I didn't want that fuel line going back on there, so that's good. Next, gonna pull the radiator shrouds right here. A lot of people take the shrouds all the ways off. You actually don't need to do that. You could just leave them to the gas tank. Pulled the tank before. That bolt, and there's one on the other side. And the seat. I have a rack, so it's a little bit different, but same principle. You'll just have a bolt there instead of this Allen. And that's it. Again, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. One radiator bolt, one seat bolt. Alright, got the other radiator shroud bolt out. The other seat bolt. Now I can just pull the seat off. Pretty basic. You got two bolts right here. You got to get both those out. Alright, now that that's done, you're going to lift the tank off. I had to do the next step without the camera because I can't do it all at once, but lift the tank up a little bit, and there's a vent line. You can see right there is the tube coming out, and right here is the hose. You just simply disconnect that there. After you do that, you could pull this tank up. It'll just lift up and out. Got these two recesses right here, and those go on right there. You see right here and right here. You just simply lift it off. That's about it. Actually, when I was showing you the broke fuel line, I forgot to show you the other line. This is a vacuum line. So the petcock has the fuel line in the front, that small vacuum line in the back. And there it is. That's the vacuum, that's the fuel line, and the one that was in the back, that's the vent line. Alright, take the old petcock off the tank, two bolts right here. Got that right there. And when you put this back on, stupid cell phone, the GoPro's not bright enough and the cell phone just does not focus. Anyways, you do not reuse this block. Get rid of the stock block, this piece right here. You don't need it. Don't use it. What you do next is drain the gas out of your tank, and you're going to do this for a reason. You're supposed to flush the new tank out with some gas. There we go. Of course, you could probably put a funnel in the new gas tank and then just do this directly into the tank, but you know you're always going to slosh something, so I want a little more control over what I'm doing. Also, I figure any little sediment in this tank is going to go into the new tank even though you are flushing it out. But I'll have a little more control like this. It does say in the directions you do need to flush out the new tank with some gasoline, and I can confirm when you do look inside you will see particles from the manufacturing process. Alright, One small thing I remembered when I went to put the petcock on, I have seen other people years ago, they say that the holes are not big enough. I see what the problem is. First they drill this hole, then they drill that hole. When they drill this hole, you see how it pushes the plastic over because that was the second one drilled? And yeah, the petcock, it appears to not go in. It just won't fit. Actually, what you need to do is, of course, one, you can drill it bigger, which I've seen other guys do. Totally forgot about this. I guess you could have done it before the wash, rinsing it out, but I didn't need to. All I do is I took a bolt and push this, because it's soft, just push that soft plastic back to the other side. Watch. Now you see how it's... Now the left side is large enough and the right side is not large enough, but I'm going to show you what I just did. So to redo this. Give me a minute. Is now this fits just exactly what you need. Now when you get to the other side, that's not going to fit because we pushed it over. Now all you do is push it back over to that side. And now that side is large enough. So technically, you do not have to drill, you do not have to cut, you don't have to do any of that. And there we go. Now you can bolt it down. No cutting, no drilling, no grinding required. Alright, you get a bag of goodies. Out of that goodies, you have your seat mounting bracket with 2 Allens. Put this on. Pretty basic. Alright, now you have 2 tank brackets. You want to put these on. Could have did earlier with the other one, but none of this really matters. What matters is, when you mount these brackets underneath, you want the offset going up. You want it this way. You do not want it that way. So, this way, and screw both of them in. That's that. Alright, again, you want the offset going up. I put some lock washers here. They do not come with lock washers. Trust me, they will come in use. You know, everything shakes loose on a thumper. Alright, right here you are going to reuse the stock mounting bolts off your original stock gas tank. Pretty simple. Put the bushings in the bottom. These are going to go right over the top just like you took it out. You're going to install it the same way. Okay, in your bag of goodies you're going to have a vent line and an adapter. You're going to plug that into the original vent line on the tank, and you're going to route it up along the frame to the front, and that's what's going to go to the cap of the gas tank. Alright, there we go. Got the vent hose connected to the factory vent. Routed up the frame. Have the excess here. Just going to tuck that away. And we can get moving. Alright, slid the tank on the bike. Everything looks good with one minor exception. And this really is not a problem. If you look right there on the radiator guard, this right here, it just touches. I mean, I can bolt it in, but it touches right there. It does rub. on this side as well. That's not a big deal. All you're going to do is take this off and then flip this around. So the nut is on the inside of the guard, and now the head of the bolt is on the outside. No problem. Okay, flip those bolts around. I see absolutely no problem there. Plenty of clearance. Plenty. Next, what we got to do is put the bottom bolt through the tank into the radiator, or if you have guards, radiator guard, it's all the same. A spacer and a bolt, that's it. Okay, one small hiccup per the instructions. To me, these instructions are wrong. Right here, attach the tank to the radiators using one 6x55 bolt, the left side. One 6x65 bolt, the right side. That is referring to the length of the bolt, 55. The short one goes on the left, 65. The longer one goes on the right. I could absolutely guarantee you it is the opposite. The short one goes on the right hand side of the bike if you're sitting up in the seat, and vice versa. The longer one goes definitely on the left hand side if you're up on the bike on the seat. So you'll figure it out when you do it. That is incorrect in the instructions. Okay, there we go. Everything is bolted in. I can confirm I did not have to grind anything, trim anything. Got all the bolts started. That one still has to go in. Yeah, you gotta mess with it a little bit. Having someone with you would help a little bit, just to hold on to certain things. Yeah, you gotta wiggle the radiator, and you gotta kind of push down on the tank and wiggle that to get one bolt. Don't put it in tight all the ways. Then you gotta do the same to the other side. You have to wiggle the radiator front to back. You can't kind of push up or down. Then the tank, you gotta give it a good slap up in the front, get it real snug all the ways forward. And then you gotta kind of wiggle the fins. Same thing back here. It's nothing impossible. I did it all by myself. It would be nice to have someone else kind of wiggle and push while you're trying to start the bolt, and or be able to hold the bike. Because yeah, the bike is on the ground, so as you're wiggling, you know, the bike is moving around on you, but no problems. Get everything bolted up, tight, snug, and we'll be done with that. Okay, we're done. Got everything snugged up nice and tight. Now all you gotta do is put the lines back on. Right here, already did the vacuum line, and I'm gonna take that old piece off, and I'm gonna salvage what I can out of that. If not, I'll go down and get a piece, and what I'll do is I'll order the factory line that has the bend in it. Not a big deal. And that's pretty much it. She's on there. It is extremely sturdy. Just gotta put the seat on. All right, ready to go. Got the fuel line replaced. Threw the seat back on. Self-explanatory. Rack. You might have a rack, you might not. 2 bolts for your seat. Last little thing is cut any excess you might have had off the vent line and plug it in your gas cap, and you're finished. All right, all done. Put back together. DRZ-400s with a 4-gallon IMS tank. Install was fine. Didn't have any issues. You have to wiggle some stuff around, but no cutting, no grinding. None of the nightmares I've heard about with other people. It's got plenty of clearance. Everything's good. It's kind of got that cool off-road look, but it's kind of ugly also.